Welcome back to Nifty Network. Today we have a G35 coupe in, and I'm going to show you how to replace the throttle body on this. This is a DE motor. This is also the same for rev-up motors, which also means that it works for 350Z and G35 sedan. First things first is we're going to undo the battery. I always like to do it. It's kind of just like a safety thing. Just always make sure the battery's undone. It's a 10 for the ground. So obviously lefty loosey. Get that loosened up, give that a little twist, and also when you pull the battery off, make sure to push the terminal out because those wires kind of have a memory to them. They'll want to pop back up and set on there. I've had that happen, so just kind of push it out of the way, and we'll get to the positive right now. And same thing, once it's loose, just give it a little wiggle, pop that up, and pop that over. If it doesn't want to stay, I'll take the battery cover and I'll set it like that just so that it doesn't set back on the positive. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to get your intake off. First things first, we're going to get a panel popper. This guy right here. And there's supposed to be two on here. This one only has one. So we're going to pop that little panel popper out of there, or pop that pin clip, whatever you want to call it. Set this to the side and then work your way up. And then we're going to see that we have a 10 mil holding on the air box. So take that off. So there's normally two clips right there. Pop those two clips out. And then work your way up. You see that there is a clamp right here. Loosen that to where you can move it around. And then we're going to go to the engine cover. There is 4 10s on that. And pop that up. I'm going to put this over here. Alright, so now that we got the engine cover off, I'm going to see another clamp right here. And on these clamps, you don't have to get the screw out of it. If you look at it, it moves enough to where you can leave that on there and then you don't lose anything. So get these two loose, and you're going to work your way up. And then there is a flathead or an 8mm hose clamp up here. I don't know why they don't put a 10 on it, but that's just how it goes. We'll do that one, and then there's also one more right here. It may be kind of tricky to see. Definitely tricky to see because I can barely get it. Alright, so once you see that loosen up on there, that's good. Then we're going to grab needle nose pliers. And we're going to remove the hose that goes to the back of the valve cover. So pop that loose, and now we can start taking stuff out of here. Undo this clip, and then slide off the rubber boot on the airbox. If it's really tough, don't force it by pulling on it because these are old and they will break. So just get a flathead in there and kind of work it. Once it's freed up, it will come off. And you can push this back a little bit. It'll help you. So once that's off, you can come up to the airbox. And this does have some pressure on it because it sets into the frame rail. So get that boot out of the way on the underside, and then lift this straight off. There's these two locating dowel pins on the airbox, and those sit right here. There's one grommet right there and one grommet right there. They just press in. Once you get that off, we can go to the upper part of the intake. We already got the hose clamp off. So let's just work this like that. If it doesn't want to go, you can get needle nose pliers and just pry it back. Like I said, be easy. These things are getting old. And once you're there, you just pull it straight forward. There's going to be a box on the bottom of this that is kind of a pain to work with. And then that comes straight up like that. And then if this hose back here on your intake is cracked, I'm going to show you how to get that off really quick. There is a hose clamp back there, but if you take a pry bar and you gently tap forward, it will come right off. Don't be forceful with it because you don't want to break your valve cover. But this clamp really never does anything, and you can put it back on without even moving the clamp. So I was just gonna pry bar, and I'll just gently tap it right there and it slides right off. And now I'm going to show you how to get the throttle body off. It's fairly simple. Once you get the intake off, you're going to get a number 5 Allen, and there's going to be 4 bolts. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a plug. So I always like to break them loose with a ratchet. This one can be kind of tricky to get to, so make sure not to strip it. I'll get a shorter Allen for that one. And same thing with that. Alright, so I grabbed it is called a ball end Allen. It allows it so that you can get to it from different angles. So break all these loose. Tie that last one down there. Once you have those loosened up, you can put it on a little electric ratchet. First, we're going to unplug this. The relief part of the plug for the throttle body is on the back side, closest to the firewall. So press in right there, and then just pull back. Get that out of the way. I just like to tuck it down right there. Then we'll take those 4 Allens out all the way. And then once you have those off, that comes off just like that. And a little note to self. Yes, this looks very dirty. Don't go in here and pushing the blade around and messing with it. I know it looks really fun to move that around or do something. If you're gonna clean it, don't touch the blade. Get your throttle body cleaner or your brake cleaner. Spray it in there. If you want to get like a little wire wheel or a microfiber to wipe around to get everything, just make sure not to touch that, because these are calibrated. So if you move that blade, it will throw off the calibration on this, and then you'll have to do a throttle body relearn, and then it could potentially make the throttle body go bad. So just avoid touching the blade, the throttle body valve. And yeah, there you go. That is how you remove a throttle body for a DE or rev up on a G35 or 350Z.